PFF party demands Lukwago's release. UEDCL rolls out transformer injection project amid low voltage concerns. While Uganda-Kenya grain sector learning mission launched.
The news headlines were brought to you by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Keep your information up to date with your regulated financial institution. Customer deposits are protected up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Terms and conditions apply.
We thank you so much for joining in, and this is News Tonight. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, in our first story, has welcomed a proposal for a regional farm service center initiative that is aimed at improving Uganda's livestock sector and fighting counterfeit agro inputs. The president was meeting a delegation from South Africa led by Andile Ramaphosa at State Lodge, Nakasero. The delegation presented a proposed partnership involving Namunkekera Farm Service Center, the National Animal Genetic Resources Center and Data Bank, and Ramaphosa. The partnership seeks to establish infrastructure for profiling, controlled breeding, harvesting and export of Ankole cattle genetics to SADC region and other markets. Ramaphosa said that the aim is to improve the quality of cattle in Uganda, drawing lessons from South Africa's livestock systems. President Museveni applauded the team for the proposal, saying that such ideas can contribute to the transformation of Uganda's agricultural sector. The proposal also includes setting up, operate and transfer laboratory to support quality assurance, regulation and verification of agricultural inputs. The laboratory is expected to help in the fight against counterfeit agro inputs, which remain a major concern for farmers. Museveni advised the team to focus on specific animal traits during breeding, including milk production, body size, value and quality of offspring. The proposed collaboration is expected to support the growth of Uganda's livestock industry and strengthen regional trade in Ankole cattle genetics. The president of the People's Front for Freedom, PFF, Erias Lukwago, has been cited at Kira Division Police Station, according to sources from his political party. The party's deputy president, Dr. Lukomwa, said that Lukwago urgently requires to see his private doctors for routine medical checkup, given the health status in which he is. Lukomwa has further thanked the general public for their concerted effort in demanding for Lukwago's release.
Following 2 days of incommunicado detention, the PFF leader Erias Lukwago has been cited at Kira Division Police Station, as reported by his party officials today.
We are now aware that he's in Kira Police Station. Senior Counsel Medad Rubega Segona, Honorable, is there with him, and we are going to join him shortly.
Lukomwa, the deputy party leader of PFF, has confirmed to media that their leader appeared to be in poor condition and therefore requires urgent medical attention.
And we need more access, especially to his physician. Okay? And the details we shall discover. We also want to go and have the solidarity. And also,
he further thanked the general public for the role played in demanding for the release of Erias Lukwago. Lukomwa expressed their determination as a party of non-giving up their pursuit for political change.
But also to thank the sister parties in the opposition particularly for coming out. Many are holding press conferences. They have made very important statements, because this is not an issue of an individual. Those who are not yet speaking up, we are imploring to you that you need to come up, stand up, and speak out loudly. Let the world know. We too want to be leaders within this country, and we are not going to cower away from that reality. We have prepared ourselves to let Uganda be led in the best way possible that can benefit all of us, and we shall never run away from that mission.
Lukwago has been taken to Machinde Magistrates Court and remanded until 22nd June 2026. Shiba Nanteza, Joseph Chigozigolola for UBC.
Yes, at Machinde Court, Lukwago was arraigned before the magistrate and remanded to Luzira prisons. We'll get details in that story later on. Now, the opposition in parliament, the leader of the opposition in parliament, Joel Senyonyi, is pushing for an early recall of the House from recess to debate rising cases of abductions and what he calls a growing threat to the rule of law. Parliament is currently on recess until the 7th of July 2026 on the directive of Speaker Jacob Maxon Oboth. But the leader of the opposition wants the Speaker to cut short the recess and bring back the MPs to the chambers earlier than scheduled to handle what the opposition describes as critical issues of national concern.
Media at Parliament, Joel Senyonyi said Parliament, as one of the three arms of government, must step in to address what he termed as unexplained illegal arrests and detentions across the country.
We know that a number of Ugandans have been missing for a while. We've always talked about the 18, including John Bosco Chibalama, whom the Prime Minister said was arrested, the likes of Kanata Muhammad, John Damulira, and others. That list continues to grow by the day. We know of people like Sam Mugumya, who was picked up by security, and up to now, they've refused to produce him in court. So he's held in incommunicado detention. The same thing with people like Amos Rangomani, that's a relative to the Honorable Kahinda Otafire, and several others. These we say because we know them, but there's a plethora of other Ugandans who are held in incommunicado detention.
His remarks followed the reported abduction of the former Kampala Lord Mayor, Elias Lukwago, by security operatives on Monday under unclear circumstances.
Council Elias Lukwago joined this list. We are not saying that we cannot be arrested, we in the opposition or anybody anyway. But what does the law say? The law prescribes how an arrest should be conducted and by who, and where people should be taken.
Senyonyi says he will write to the Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Oboth, requesting the House to be reconvened urgently for members to deliberate on matters of human rights and rule of law.
We are strongly urging them to convene the House. To convene the House so that the legislature gets to redirect affairs of this country to do with constitutionalism, to do with the rule of law. Let's do this. And I'm going to write to the Speaker requesting him to convene the House. I don't think we should wait for 7th July. It's too far away for these violations to continue happening. It's too far. The country wants to see the legislature directing the country, giving direction, because we are the ones who make the laws.
UBC News tonight. The National Electoral Commission Chairperson, Justice Simon Byabakama, has called for peaceful elections in Chikube. He met the stakeholders ahead of the LC5 Chairperson by-elections slated for tomorrow, Thursday, 18th June 2026.
The Independent Electoral Commission met the stakeholders participating in the Chikube District Chairperson by-election, including the top NRM officials, NUP, security agencies and electoral observers. During the meeting, he called for peaceful elections, warning against violence.
Your supporters, let us all abide by the law, let us all act for the common good of Kikube district, because after tomorrow Kikube will not wind up, it will be here and the people will be here. The majority of the people of Kikube are not even here in this gathering. They are there carrying out their very important tasks, which are of personal benefit to them, to their persons and to their nation. So let us, with the leaders who are in charge of these processes, ensure whatever we do does not disrupt the very important environment which enables the people of Kikuve to carry out their day-to-day activities.
The security agencies, who are always at the center stage of accusation of violence, assured the participants of a professional contact come tomorrow.
That we have had a very peaceful campaign period. And you all witnessed, everyone clapped, right? So we can't be the same police to have a kavuyo in the end.
The political actors, including the NRM Secretariat, pledged to comply with the set rules and expressed readiness to participate.
If we can all follow the guidelines and listen to our leaders, what the explanations they've given, I'm sure we shall have a good election. We have had a good campaign. It has been peaceful, so we also need to conclude it well.
The Honorable Dr. Seninda and team were here for about 3 weeks, mobilizing. Now the Electoral Commission of the party is here to vote protect. We do all it takes because we must win every election that comes. This by-election comes after tragedy, the tragic death of our former flag bearer. And we cannot wish it away. We cannot actually hand it over to NUP.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Chikuwe.
Uganda Revenue Authority has revealed that it has so far collected 85% of its revenue targets for the current financial year. The tax body is appealing to taxpayers with outstanding obligations to voluntarily comply within the remaining 13 days before the 30th of June deadline to avoid penalties and enforcement measures.
The Commissioner for Domestic Taxes, Dennis Kugonza Kateba, in an interview with UBC said, Uganda Revenue Authority continues to encourage voluntary compliance as the deadline for filing annual tax returns draws closer.
According to our projections, we shall collect this money and achieve the target that was set. But what is important is for everyone who has an obligation to pay, to ensure that you pay. We encourage voluntary compliance and you pay voluntarily to develop our country. Those who have not yet paid taxes or who are in the process, please use this period to file the accurate returns and make a payment, not to affect your business. Then review all your accounts, review all the taxes due in your business, and ensure that you file and pay all the taxes.
Commissioner Kugonza notes that maintaining proper books of accounts is critical for accurate tax assessment and payment. He urged businesses to file their income tax returns and desist from under-declaring their earnings.
Main obligations is to prepare your books accurately, so that when you are asked to review them, they know they are prepared well, they are accurate and complete. They should avoid under declaration. So Ugandans, we have to pay our taxes, fair share of taxes from the level of businesses we are operating. Those are not registered, please register and pay taxes. Those are registered, please make sure you compile the right books of accounts, you record them accurately and pay the right tax.
He further called upon taxpayers who are liable for withholding tax, pay as you earn, and business income tax, among other obligations, to utilize the remaining days to fulfill their tax responsibilities. He stressed that taxation remains the backbone of national development and urged Ugandans to embrace tax compliance for the common good.
Imagine a situation where there is no electricity because there is no money to fund it. Imagine a situation where teachers are not paid and doctors are not paid in hospitals. So it affects everyone's livelihood and development of the country. But for critical services, the government has to borrow so that they can be able to continue giving services. But this borrowing comes with very high interest, which has to be repaid by our taxes. So it means going forward, our services will reduce because some of this money has to pay loan, pay back the loan with the high interest. And this one affects government to keep giving all the services it's supposed to give to Ugandans and keep developing at the rate it's supposed to be developing.
Crispus Arinitwe reporting for UBC.
The Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, UEDCL, has embarked on a transformer injection program in areas experiencing overload to ensure reliable power supply. The project has been commissioned in Gayaza with the installation of 2 transformers as part of a pilot phase covering Gayaza, Bombo and Kapeka.
Following numerous complaints from the public about unreliable electricity supply, the Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited UEDCL has rolled out the transformer injection project to address overloaded areas resulting from an increase in new power connections. Existing transformers are burdened by growing electricity demand, leading to low voltage and unreliable power supply in communities.
Nasaba amasanyalaze oba emyaka emeka neetoolodde mu ofiisi zammwe sivaamu oba nsiiba namu naye na buli kati sifunanga masanyalaze.
Kasita gavaako nga tubuuza gavuddeko kyenkana ki 12 gavuddeko eri gavuddeko nti nedda tuvuddeko katundu bwetu titiko tufudde.
UEDCL has kicked off the installation program and enhancement of power feeders in Manyangwa, Lwadasel in Gayaza, where 2 transformers have been installed.
A 100 kVA transformer was injected here, and not far from this place there's another 50 kVA that has been injected to relieve the existing transformer. About 400 meters of LV new lines was added onto the network around here, and 300, the one we are going down, to try to balance the loads, transfer some of the load from the old transformer.
Residents recount the costs and challenges associated with unreliable power supply.
Kasita gavaako nga tubuuza gavuddeko kyenkana ki 12 gavuddeko eri gavuddeko nti nedda tuvuddeko katundu bwetu titiko tufudde.
Bantunda byakunywa ebyokunywa ebifa nga amata butunda n'ebirala bwe bityo munanansi ebyo byo nga tebakyakolera ddala ate n'ekiro oluwera ssaawa 12 nga gavaako bwe gakuyambe gabeerako n'era nga gaddiimu.
Illegal connections and vandalism are among the factors contributing to the weakening and overloading of transformers.
The community as the first beneficiary, we appeal to them to be the custodians of this network. Watch out for people who come and try to remove the network, the infrastructures that we have already put in place, so that they can get to enjoy the benefits of this.
Under this transformer injection program, power distributors are also facing challenges arising from public demands for compensation for well-lived access.
When you look at the finance that is required to bring up some of these projects, if you're to put up the financial aspects of way-live, we might not end up achieving most of these. So my appeal is for my appeal to the community is for people where these lines will end up passing within their places to allow us access, because the low voltage lines you can easily coexist with them.
Locations already earmarked for transformer injection include Golozi zone in Matuga, where 2 new transformers of 100 kVA and 50 kVA will be installed, and Wada village in Manyangwa, Gayaza, where 2 additional transformers of 100 kVA and 50 kVA have been planted. In total, at least 75 transformers will be installed across Bombo, Gayaza and Kapeka. Abdunasir Lukomwa and Rogers Komagum for UBC.
Ghetto youth in Ginger City have appealed for more government support, citing unemployment, limited startup capital and unfair profiling by security agencies. The appeal came as village-level elections for ghetto leaders kicked off in different parts of Ginger City under a mobilization program coordinated by the Office of the Senior Presidential Assistant in charge of press and mobilization.
The election started in Bugembe, covering ghetto areas including Jamdong Street, Jobless Corner and Desert Corner. Youth in these areas lined up behind their preferred candidates to elect chairperson, also known as the ghetto commander, vice chairperson, treasurer, spokesperson and the secretary. Before voting, the candidates were given time to explain what they plan to do for their communities. The exercise later moved to Namlesa, Mafubira, Walukoba, Kazminj and other parts of Jinja City. The program is being spearheaded by the Office of the Special Presidential Assistant in charge of Press and Mobilization, headed by Alhaj Faluk Chilunda. The office is working with the Crime Intelligence Unit of Uganda Police, the Internal Security Organization and resident district commissioners. The youth commended President Yoweri Museveni for recognizing them and pledged to desist from crime. They, however, appealed for more startup capital and jobs, saying many of them are qualified but remain unemployed. Police officers urged the youth to remain disciplined and observe good conduct. Nga tuli walala nimwe kuba nimwe abali mu amaani ifwe tulibaze nimwe bayuzi mutuyambe tutolemu ebidandaalo ebyabunda tubitwale mu Kasasi. Grace Mwesigwa, who is leading the election exercise in Jinja City, says the aim is to create an organized leadership structure through which government can identify, plan for and support people living in ghetto communities. Bulingirirwa okubanga bujja kwambaku entekateka eya government okusinziira omukulembeze w'eggwanga okubona nti entegeka ey'okukyusa abaana bano esobola okuba enambulukufu kuba bano obukulembeze otegeera nti katugeze dipo ey'omusoweto ndi dipo ey'ebugembe dipo ey'ebudumbuli abantu tubagaanawa so otegeera nti ojja okubagaana bali namba ki tusobola kuba planningira ki basobola akola ki bendaki so obukulembeze bujja kuba nga butwambaku identifying gaps edo namba ey'abantu interested ibwe biki basobola okwegamu nga skilling. Nalsi Bawini reporting for UBC TV.
The Assistant Commissioner for Youth and Children, Mondo Chateka, together with Uganda Child Rights NGO Network and child rights advocates, have condemned the increase in children-related sexual violence, suggesting if unchecked will continue to undo gains in human capital development.
In a presser, Mondo Chateka, an Assistant Commissioner for Youth and Children Affairs in the Gender Ministry and a coalition of child rights advocates have condemned sexual violence happening amongst the young. They suggested that unchecked social media content and uncontrolled TV watching have exacerbated the crisis, with many wanting to practice the vice after watching. Child rights advocates in Uganda have long warned about the dangers children face online, including exposure to harmful content and digital predators, concerns which mirror those behind the UK's latest social media ban for under 16.
What they see, they want to go and practice. And when they go and practice, they get pregnant. And when they get pregnant, they fall out of school. Many people are producing more than they can afford to look after, but also be able to secure. So even when some of them get pregnant, they say good riddance. At least that one, the school fees will go to another.
Together with child rights advocates, call for responses that place children at the center, focusing on prevention, protection against sexual violence.
We still see the children are receiving the lowest budget. We still see that even the children are generalized and kept in the general budget. And at the end, they are the last to be allocated. So even if police is given the budget, they will allocate everything and then children will come last. And you'll find that the child and family welfare officer is not equipped enough to respond as he should be, as he or she should be able to respond.
Civil society activists believe some parents have abandoned their parental role, leaving it to whom it may concern. They call for rebirth of communal parenting, psychosocial support, among others.
You'd rather be a strict parent than exposing your child to that information that does not add anything on them. Gone are the days when children belong to the entire community.
On the recent happening where 27 girls had been involved in online sexual exploitation, the child rights advocates wonder why immediate neighbors took long to notify authorities.
These people, the children who were arrested recently, the community was there watching. They watched and they didn't care. And I want to imagine that they had been doing that for quite a long time.
For children, it's a different story. They need guidance because it's most likely that they were coerced and manipulated.
They argue that recent arrests should trigger a broader national conversation about the growing threat of sexual violence against children and the need for stronger preventive measures. Crispus Arinitwe reporting for you.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mu mutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungu ya kusabula. Mikono free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
Micheal Institute for Social Development, a certified institution for higher learning, invites applicants for certificates and diploma courses like accounting and finance, procurement, journalism, tailoring and fashion design, with many other skills-tailored courses.
Our institution is compliant. First of all, it is recognized by National Council for Higher Education. We are certified. The registration number is UBB 187.
Tested and tried since 1995, Micheal Institute for Social Development is your solution when it comes to quality education.
You may apply for January, May, August intakes. Find us along Sir Apollo Kagwa Road, opposite Micheal University Sports Ground. Our tuition is affordable with a state-of-art facilities. Early birds stand a chance to grab themselves bursaries. MISD or Micheal Institute for Social Development, facilitating your career.
It's our mission to secure your money.
Protecting your money is as important as earning it. It is for this reason that the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda, DPF, was established by the government of Uganda to provide deposit protection to customers of regulated financial institutions. In the unlikely event that your commercial bank, credit institution or microfinance deposit-taking institution fails, the DPF will pay you up to 10 million Uganda shillings. Keep your personal information such as national identification number, mobile phone or an alternative bank account updated with your banker. Terms and conditions apply. For more information, contact DPF at Aha Towers, Plot 7 Lodell Road, Kampala. Call 0312-206-400 or visit our website at www.dpf.or.ug.
There is a new way to keep your breath fresh all day. Introducing Movit All Day Toothpaste, meant to give you powerful night gum defense and teeth whitening. The charcoal flavor gives you deep cleansing and power stain removal. And the herbal delivers natural strength for healthy, confident smiles. Choose Movit All Day Toothpaste and enjoy freshness all day.
on a mission. It's kind of a big thing. Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth.
Colgate Charcoal Gentle Clean cleans and polishes teeth for a whiter smile and a naturally fresh and clean mouth. Choose natural. Choose Colgate Charcoal.
We thank you so much for watching and welcome back from the break. It's business news now. Tankers stranded near the Persian Gulf are waiting for clear signs that the latest US-Iran agreement will hold before resuming normal operations. Analysts say it could take weeks before ship owners and insurers regain confidence in the deal. While details remain sketchy, there is growing optimism that oil exports through the Strait of Hormuz could return to near normal levels by the end of July. But will that translate into lower pump prices for Uganda motorists anytime soon?
After months of costly disruptions, the U.S. President Donald Trump has declared that the Strait of Hormuz will be fully reopened by the end of this week, following a breakthrough agreement between Washington and Tehran aimed at ending hostilities in the Middle East. For Uganda, a country that imports all its petroleum products, the lingering question is whether the agreement will provide immediate relief from the soaring fuel prices.
We continue to monitor, of course, the progress of this conflict, which we expect that as we enter June, hopefully it will subside. And once that happens, we enter what we call the recovery months of this conflict, probably 3 to 4 months of recovery for us to get back to normal operations to the extent that is possible.
During her most recent media briefing, the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, Engineer Irene Batebe, warned that consumers should expect a marginal increase in palm prices in the short term.
As we start lifting products that we ordered after the conflict, we are starting to bring in product priced based on the international prices following the commencement of the conflict. As we enter the month of May, going into June, we are starting to see an appreciation in the price, and I believe you've already seen this.
Since tensions escalated in the Middle East earlier this year, pump prices in Uganda have risen by nearly 1,200 shillings per litre, increasing transport and business costs across the economy. On the international market, oil prices steadied on Tuesday after recording their sharpest one-day decline in more than 2 weeks. Dennis Igoa for UBC.
Weak linkages across the manufacturing value chain and expanding into regional markets have been outlined as barriers that constrain growth in the manufacturing sector. At the Stanbic Business Forum held in Kampala, Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives and stakeholders in the private sector urged manufacturers to focus on value addition of produce and standards to assess global markets.
Uganda's manufacturing sector plays a vital role in driving economic growth, creating jobs and strengthening regional trade. However, despite this potential, manufacturers across the country, from farmers and processors to distributors, continue to face structural challenges that constrain growth. At the Stanbic Business Forum held, manufacturers were given insight into the financial solutions tailored to manufacturing at various stages and reduce dependence on imports.
And therefore, it's very important that we solve across the value chain so that the multiplier effect is greater. That's one. The other thing also is that even from a risk mitigation perspective, when you're solving through the value chain, it ensures that you are in control of the risk across board, and that creates the element of sustainability and long-term impact.
On the limited access to global markets, manufacturers were urged to focus on value addition of produce and standards for quick access to global markets.
How do we position ourselves? How do we get prepared? Are we able to look at the quality issues in terms of standards? Can we comply when our coffee is leaving, for example, let's say Micheal or maybe Kanungu or maybe Mbale? Is it able to meet the requirements into the Italian market? And that's why you see products like coffee now is one of our biggest export earners as an economy. So because they are meeting those requirements. So
Stanbic Bank Uganda has placed initiatives including the One Farm solution that gives assistance to local manufacturers, access global markets and reduce trade risks.
Which essentially is a marketplace that allows all the players across the value chain, the agri value chain, to be able to, order and make payments for goods and services to ensure that that continuity exists. So there's a number of initiatives, and I think in the following conversations, there's opportunity to partner and think and co-create some of these initiatives.
Lydia Chomkama and Stephen Kalisa, UBC News.
The Eastern Africa Grain Council and Danish Industries East Africa have launched a grain sector peer-to-peer learning mission, an initiative focusing on improving cross-border trade, quality enhancement, market linkages and operational best practices. The launch was foreseen by Cleopas Ndorere, Commissioner, External Trade, Ministry of Trade and Industry and Cooperatives.
And I want to commend the East African Grain Council working with the Danish industries and the other stakeholders for putting this together. So I really encourage producers, farmers and everyone to add value. I've been hearing complaints from many people who buy across the country about quality. You buy a maize of bag of 100 kilograms, half the maize is full of cobs, maize cobs. That is very, very unfortunate, and it kills the honest. Business is about honesty.
The grain sector is not just an agricultural subsector. It is the lifeblood of our region. It supports millions of livelihoods, from the smallholder to the processors and traders. However, we also know the challenges that stand in the way of unlocking the sector's full potential. Challenges around market access, post-harvest losses, and quality management.
We hear a lot about Uganda being a country that produces very high quality grains, and we hope to tap into that. One challenge is policies are a bit different, especially in terms of standards. Like in Kenya, you find that our Bureau of Standards is very strict on aflatoxin levels of maize. In Uganda, I think there's a bit of not sure what the policy is with regards to aflatoxin levels within Uganda. But we hear Uganda being part of EAGC, they're looking towards harmonizing a common standard.
We thank you so much for watching. Let's take this break and return with sports.
I'm called Awidi Isabella. I'm studying from Villa Maria School of Nursing. I've won a school fees with the MTN Momo. This school fees you win for a full year, which I'm very happy for it. I thank MTN Momo for helping me in paying my school fees.
We've paid all the fees for the year.
Thank you very much, because on Wednesday, the principal told me, look for my money and bring my money. I told her, me, I don't have money now. You have to wait until I get the money. But when I left our office, at 3, they called me that you've won the money from Momo. I said, how does it happen?
As long as you pay school fees using Momo, you stand a chance to win school fees for a year. Dial *165 *80# to win school fees for a year and more.
In a fast-moving world, why are we still stuck with paperwork? Signing here, stamping there, moving from office to office. It's exhausting. Now, there's a better way. With UGPass, you can securely prove your identity, sign documents, and access government services anytime, anywhere. No delays, no stress. Everything is instant. safe, secure, and government-backed. UG Pass, your identity secured. Available on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. UG Pass is a product of Nita Uganda.
Every life begins in a moment like this. Certain, planned, full of promise. For us, it's a bold ambition to make lives better. Because somewhere, someone is stepping into a world of work for the first time with the confidence that their retirement is taken care of. We make dreams possible. From owning homes to scaling businesses. And when health takes an unexpected turn, help is there when it's needed most. And because legacies matter, what people build does not end with them. It's passed on. We value moments with go-getters, bold dreamers and believers. Different paths, different rhythms, with one shared belief that financial freedom is within reach. For 40 years, we've made lives better and fueled Uganda's economy. Through careful investment, we have supported businesses, created jobs, and backed our nation. To us, it's more than saving. It's believing in effort, in patience, in possibility. It's making lives better. We believe in you, in us, and in Uganda.
NSSF, 40 years of making lives better.
The World Football Spectacle is here! From the vibrant cities of Canada, the passion of Mexico, and the grand stages of the United States, the FIFA World Cup 2026 is set to ignite the planet! Every goal, every save, every moment of glory, live and unforgettable on UBC TV and all its radio stations. From the streets of Rio to the night and day. Follow Africa's finest, football's biggest stars, and the battle for the most converted trophy in world football. 1, 3, 1, 2, play. Where legends rise, dreams come alive, and history is made. UBC is the home of the FIFA World Cup 2026. Stay tuned to UBC TV and all UBC's radio stations, bringing the world to Uganda, one match at a time.
UBC Sports News. The countdown to the Olympic Day Tokyo Run is on, with just 3 days remaining before the highly anticipated event takes place in Bushenyi district.
As part of the final preparations for the run that's due this Saturday in Bushenyi, organizers have brought on board renowned kickboxing champion Moses Gola. Speaking while at his gym in Lugoba, Gola confirmed he will lead participants in warm-up and body relaxation exercises before and after the races.
What I'm going to do in the morning, I'm going to start with warm-up, warming up with aerobics, different type of warm-up, so that you get set for the run. Remember, if you are going to run or you're taking the serious exercise, you have to warm up your muscles. So I'm going to be there at 6 exactly. I'm going to be on the podium waiting for you to take you through the warm-up.
Tokyo brand ambassador Henry Mugisha urged members of the public to join the run, describing it as an opportunity to promote health, unity, and community engagement. The Olympic Day Tokyo Run is expected to attract hundreds of participants from across the country, including seasoned fun runner Brandon Katura.
As we build up to the Tokyo Run 2026 that's happening in Bushenyi, for us as runners, there's been preparation. So basically the preparation has been around doing some long runs. So whenever you're doing a long run, you're looking at probably anything between 14 and 18 kilometers as you prepare for the 21K, which is the half marathon that will be in Bushenyi.
The run is expected to go down in Ugandan history with its hefty cash prize of 120 million shillings, with the top half marathon 21-kilometer Toke Run route respective gender winners to get 15 million shillings each.
So there's definitely pressure because of the money. So I think people are going to start out very strong, but you need to be careful because you start with that pack and at 9K you probably burn out and then you don't even win the money.
There will also be competition in the 10-kilometer individual road race that is named as the UOC route, whose respective gender winners will bag 5 million shillings. There is a 5 million shillings for the respective gender winners in the 5-kilometer youth race, while 1 million shillings awaits winners in the 5-kilometer individual fun run that many will anticipate will mainly be walked before the eyes of President Museveni, who is expected as the chief guest.
And with the update about the Toke Run, we come to the end of all we had for you tonight. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Micheal Lukomwa. With Elizabeth Nakakon and the whole team, wish you the best of the evening. You have Behind the Headlines at 10 p.m. That's why we close as newsroom. But still, we shall have the World Cup late in the night, UBC TV. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.